We all know the typical relationship slots: monogamy, polygamy, and now get ready for polyamory, defined as multiple people in a committed relationship. Is it a new twist on open marriage or simply a way to justify cheating on your spouse? Well, we sent 16 by 9's Carolyn Jarvis to look for the answers.
Growing up, we're all taught that a traditional family consists of two stable parents, 2.5 kids, all living under one roof. Throughout our lives, we're so inundated with the culture of coupling. Society tells us we can find it online, pay a monthly fee for it, and live happily ever after. Of course, not everyone's buying in. In fact, what Newsweek magazine dubbed the next sexual revolution has more than 2 people taking part, and it's quickly gaining widespread attention. It's called polyamory, defined as having more than one open romantic relationship at a time. It can be heterosexual, homosexual, or a mix, with as few as 3 or as many partners as desired.
Roll camera. Quiet, please. Action.
Teresa Greenan directs a web series called Family, based on a polyamorous relationship, which incidentally is loosely based on her own life.
I'm in a polyamorous quint marriage.
I had a boyfriend in high school, and I remember liking my boyfriend a lot and also liking other boys. And I would tell my girlfriends this, and they would say, well, obviously you don't love your boyfriend then. And I would think, that's not true, I do. I do love my boyfriend, and yet I have these urges.
Her urges led her to Scott. They had both come out of failed marriages and vowed monogamy wasn't for them. So when Larry came along 2 years later, he joined the fold. Together, the trio moved to Seattle and lived in one house. For 10 years, that worked quite well, until earlier this year, Matt came along. Now, Matt was already married to Vera, with whom he has a 7-year-old son. Matt became Teresa's third partner, and after becoming acquainted, Vera and Larry connected. Confusing though it may seem, what's consistent in this relationship is that everyone is heterosexual and committed.
I genuinely love Larry and Scott and Matt.
Now, the people who opt for polyamory are quick to point out it's not swinging and it's not free love. It takes a lot of juggling and tricky time management.
Matt doesn't live here, so I spend very few nights with Matt. It's usually one night a week on the weekends. And Larry snores like a freight train. And Larry prefers to sleep in his bed alone. So most nights I sleep with Scott.
Some poly couples have special calendars to assign who gets what time and with whom. Inevitably, the question of jealousy creeps in. In this configuration, it depends who you ask. While Teresa has 3 partners.
And I don't think any of us, though, are really affected by a sexual jealousy.
Matt has 2.
From time to time, jealousy rears its head.
And Scott only has 1.
Sometimes I might resent the time that Teresa is spending with somebody else.
Still, everyone maintains this is the best arrangement for them. Like Matt Bullen, who had only known a traditional family until he met Teresa earlier this year. He and his wife Vera were in a period of transition when they decided to try something new. Their son was 6 at the time.
So does he know Daddy has a girlfriend in addition to Mommy?
Yes, he does. Yeah, he does know that, and that's pretty much all he knows.
For reason unknown, polyamory has catapulted into the spotlight in the last few months. There are poly groups in nearly every major city across North America, conferences, retreats, even an online poly magazine called Loving More. It's roughly estimated 1% of the population is now polyamorous. For Teresa and her partners, the phone calls from inquiring reporters have been constant. Even Oprah has called.
It's crazy. I don't know why, and I like to think maybe the web series has something to do with that.
But with all the attention has come a backlash and pain that some members of this relationship weren't expecting. That's why our story is only speaking with 3 of 5.
Larry was very hurt by the negative criticism from all the media and finally decided he didn't want to do any more publicity and didn't want to talk about his personal life anymore. And I think Vera sort of felt the same way.
One of the very first words always used is, these people are just a bunch of freaks. But it gives us an opportunity to say, no, we're not freaks, we're actually very ordinary people.
And so as society looks for a way to describe this alternate love, a new vocabulary has emerged.
So we have primary partnerships, secondary partnerships, tertiary partnerships. triads, quads. Somebody told me about a poly-tri-fi.
Dr. Danielle Duplessis is a certified clinical sexologist. She recently completed her dissertation on polyamory, one of only a handful of research projects on the topic.
We live in a society that has socialized us to be monogamous. You know, we're taught that if I have a sexual attraction to somebody else outside of my primary partnership, that's not a good thing.
Hi, sweetie.
Until now, a Montreal couple has arguably done the most in Canada to bring polyamory into the forum of discussion.
And it was very difficult for me because I was sort of a monogamous person, and here I was with somebody who clearly wasn't.
David Finch and Maureen Maravich made a documentary in 2002 called When Two Won't Do. They set out to explore polyamory, but ended up chronicling their own journey instead.
2 or 3 years ago, never would have imagined being in a situation of being in an airport, about to go visit somebody who is having an affair with my girlfriend and his wife.
The film tells of their struggle and heartache as Maureen balances her marriage to David with her relationship with Will.
I think that the whole thing is really going to explode.
I guess I'm shocked that you think that you could be as important to Will as I am.
We don't sort of advertise ourselves as a poster children for polyamory, but it just happens to be the life that we're in, and we happen to make a film about it.
Ultimately, David credits the film with saving their relationship. Still, they haven't seen the sway and acceptance others have.
I have to admit, I don't go out in a play group and tell everybody, I don't really, live a monogamous lifestyle. It's not, it doesn't come up in conversation, but maybe it will be a, topic of conversation 40 years from now. People will feel comfortable talking about it.
But as more people do talk about it, more people are asking questions. In fact, Indiana University requested Teresa's web series be part of their library at the Kinsey Institute for Sex, Gender, and Reproduction. While Teresa and her partners are working to get the series picked up, they're also writing a book and looking to expand their family in a different way, with kids.
We are thinking about that, actually.
Topic of discussion.
It's a topic of great discussion. I'm a woman of a certain age, so I better decide quickly.
There may not be a term created yet to describe that configuration. They don't need one. In a word, they're happy.
It's great. It's great. It's so amazing.